The master gave the servants talents. 2 multiplied them, putting them to work. And the third, frightened, buried his talent in the ground so as not to lose it. As a result, he lost everything. Lesson: your potential is a gift, but it requires courage. Fear of failure is the worst enemy of success. If you bury your abilities, dreams, and ideas for fear of making mistakes, you have already lost. Don't be afraid to act. Growth occurs only where there is risk and movement forward. Use what you have and you will be given more. This thought is deep and multifaceted. The parable of talents is not just a lesson in financial literacy from biblical times, but a fundamental law of psychology and personal growth. Let's develop this idea by looking at it through the prism of modern life, psychology, and self-realization. 1. The security paradox. Save means lose. The servant who buried the talent was guided by a logic that seems very clear. The main thing is not to screw up. This is a strategy for avoiding failure. But in our world, the law of entropy applies. What does not develop degrades. Life inflation. Just as money is devalued by inflation, our skills, ideas, and dreams are devalued by time. An idea that you did not implement a year ago may no longer be relevant today. Atrophy. Talent is like a muscle. If you put your healthy arm in a cast to keep it safe, it will become weak and helpless after a month. Only the load keeps you alive. Conclusion. Stability without development is an illusion. Standing still is actually moving backwards because the world around you is moving forward. To dot fear as an indicator of growth, the phrase fear of failure is the worst enemy can be reversed. Fear is a compass. If you are afraid to do something, launch a project, get to know each other, speak in public, then this is where your growth point is. We are afraid not so much of failure itself as of vulnerability. We are afraid that someone will see that we are imperfect, but it is vulnerability and the courage to act in the face of fear that make us alive. The one who multiplied talents also took risks. He had no guarantees. The only difference is that he chose action instead of paralysis. 3. The law of multiplication. The Matthew effect. There is a harsh phrase in the parable, for to everyone who has it will be given and will abound, but from him who does not have it will be taken away even that which he has. It sounds unfair, but it is the law of energy. When you put a talent to work, you start a chain reaction, you gain experience. Even if you make a mistake, you have learned something that the theorist who buried the talent does not know. You create connections. Movement attracts people. Opportunities come to those who are already on the way. You strengthen your self-confidence. With each step, your psychological capital grows. 4. The cost of inaction. The worst consequence of the strategy of burying talent is not the loss of money or status. This is regret. The pain of failure is acute, but it heals and turns into wisdom. The pain of not being realized is a dull, aching pain that only gets worse over the years. This is the feeling of what if. Point 5. What does digging mean? If you feel that you have buried your talent, it is never too late to dig it up. Here's what it looks like in practice. Lower the bar of expectations. Perfectionism is a beautiful mask of fear. Allow yourself to do bad, but to do it. Invest your time. Talent requires fuel. You can't become a master by devoting 5 minutes a month. Go out. Your talent doesn't exist until it's interacting with other people. Show your work, voice your idea. Total life is not a safe deposit box for storing your potential. This is a venture fund. You are an investor of your own soul. Risk is the cost of entering the territory of success. If you have a gift, voice, intelligence, listening, ability to build, write code, or teach children, it's not your property. This is a tool that you have been entrusted with. Not to use it is to betray the very essence of life.